guys, it is MissSimReno. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And this is actually part 2 of the Delgato estate. So to recap, I had to break this into 2 parts because it was extraordinarily long. The build itself is big, so I will actually link the first part down below if you missed it, because as we jump in here, we're on the 2nd floor. So part 1 was floor 1 and the building of the actual structure itself. Part 2 is upstairs furnishings and the backyard. So we're upstairs on the landing area right here, and landing areas, no idea what to do with them, like pretty much ever. So I usually just put like a console table and a small seating area, which this was actually perfect. It's kind of a cozy little landing area. And I moved directly into Evie's room. So to kind of loop back, Evie is an angelic toddler, I believe. And she was one of the first toddlers that we actually got with the toddler update. So she actually came in game with the Cats and Dogs expansion. So that was really neat. And that's why I wanted to actually give these guys a new home, because I love this family and I think they're really cool. And I was always kind of fascinated by them, and Evie is adorable. So initially she's wearing purple, so I just kind of logically decided to give her a purple and pink kind of room, and I was so stoked to put her in one of the turrets. So luckily both of the kids, so Evie and her older brother Pierce, they each get a turret, at least as part of their room. So her bed is in the turret and it is so precious. There's so much light. I loved using a combination of like purple and pink curtains in here, and I just thought it suited her so nicely. And as a toddler, like my thought process, because this whole portion of the room too that this archway is open to is hers. It ends up being hers. The kids have huge bedrooms, but I was thinking as a toddler, you kind of want to feel secure where you're sleeping. Granted, with all the windows open, that may be a little too open wide for a toddler, but I was kind of thinking that the turret itself was a little bit cozier than this big open wide room with 2 doorways. Like, she was a little bit more secluded in the back, so maybe it was actually a little bit more removed from the, I don't know, maybe the various sounds and volume of things of the other, family members in the home. Maybe it allows her to kind of like nap peacefully. I may have gone a little bit too deep into that thought process, but that's what I was thinking, because this bigger portion ends up being basically just like a whole activity area for her. I'm not saying that the kids are spoiled, but they have huge rooms. So I do give her a bookcase and a little toddler chair and a desk. So basically what I was thinking is that this room is designed for her to grow into. So there are some toddler items for her to play around with, but there is a desk. I end up putting a journal on the desk, and I end up doing the creativity table as well, but then there are some toddler activities. So she can grow into it and she can explore these things as she grows into a child. And let me just say, my first pet stuff, don't like the pack. Really don't like it. That table, I actually used it. I never, ever, ever used that. And I decided to use it in her room because I just thought it was kind of a nice centerpiece with an actual fishbowl on top of it. It was cute. And as a toddler, I'm thinking kind of like that, like those touch tanks at aquariums. Granted, that's not exactly what this is, but it's open, so it allows her to kind of like see the fish and everything inside of it and kind of like poke at the glass. I'm not thinking going like Finding Nemo style where she's like banging on the glass and making the starfish fall off the side of it. I was thinking that it's just something for her to kind of explore, and it's a little bit more interactive and fun for her. It kind of stimulates her a little bit more. That was kind of my thought process. And then I just decorate the walls a lot. Like I said, she has a dollhouse and a creativity table, so that creativity table is something that she can actually go ahead and utilize as a child, but she can play with the dollhouse as a toddler. And I did put that vet poster up because I was actually thinking that was her mom, because her mom actually has a darker complexion. Evie's a little bit lighter because her dad is a little bit lighter, but her mom has a darker complexion. And since her mom owns the vet clinic, or I'm going to make her own the vet clinic for my save file, I was thinking that was kind of like a poster of her mom and that she really liked it. I'm thinking though, Evie's a toddler, maybe she's like 3 or 4, so she can recognize that it's her mom and she likes having that in there. That was kind of my thought, and I thought it was sweet. And now we move on to Pierce's room. So he is a child sim and he is a social butterfly. That's his aspiration. So he's probably very gregarious. He probably has a lot of friends, and I wanted to make his room very exciting and loud. And I'm thinking that he is probably the leader of some kind of club. Like that's where my mind initially went to, is like, he definitely runs a club, and he's part of scouts too, so maybe he's a leader amongst his like scout group as well. And I'm thinking he just gets involved with a lot of activities because he is such a social butterfly. So I was trying to come up with a club that he could run, so you guys will have to help me out. I do end up giving him the little void critter game because that object is huge and I can never fit it in any rooms, but I give him that, so maybe it could be like a void critter club. That would be kind of fun. Like, he invites tons of friends over and they do like little tournaments up in his room or something like that. And I don't know, I kind of like that idea. So you guys will have to give me some ideas as to what kind of clubs that he could run with whatever activities we have in game. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. And I did use that rug too, the frog. I adore that, and I thought it was perfect since his room is kind of like greeny, bluey-ish, and he's got a bunch of like kid clutter and stuff like that, like that toy bin that's obviously not accessible or anything, but it's just a little messy. And I wanted to make sure I used that dresser too with the pictures of child Sims on it, because I was thinking those are like pictures of his friends and stuff like that. So I had a lot of fun with the kids' rooms, and they came together very quickly for how I think detailed they were. You guys will have to let me know what you think, but I thought they were fairly detailed and, I don't know, just very cluttered, which is always how I like to do kids' rooms more often than not, but just for the sake of them having such big spaces to fill, I wanted to make sure they had as many kids' activities as I could fit. And I also give Pierce a laptop because he is rather social. I feel like he's in like those kid chat rooms with his friends. Not that I would necessarily want my kid doing that, giving that some thought, but maybe he also plays some educational games, or maybe he updates like the blog or something for his troop, his scout troop. That's kind of a neat idea. And I gave him a pet. So my first pet stuff actually made an appearance in this build quite often. And that's not something I normally do, but yeah, so he has a little pet, maybe like a hamster or something. He has the chemistry station and the void critter game, so he has a lot of activities. And again, he has a vet poster as well, because I feel like the kids really look up to their mom being a vet and taking care of animals. I mean, they have the 2 pets, so I don't know, that's kind of my thought. Not that they don't look up to dad, but maybe they look up to mom a little bit more because they just love pets or they love animals. And here in this kind of other room, I didn't know what to do, but I remember that Supriya, their mother, actually has some piano skill, and she only has the keyboard downstairs on the first floor. So I decided to go ahead and give her the full grand piano, and I put a couch here, so maybe if they have friends over, or even if Justin just wants to hear her play because Justin is her husband, maybe he can just sit on the couch, or the kids can sit on the couch and she can play piano for them. And I thought that was kind of a nice, wholesome idea. Usually for gameplay I go very wholesome and family oriented, so I really liked that idea. It seemed very sweet, very laid back, and kind of a nice way for the family to connect and unwind. And now we're in this giant hallway, so I was struggling. I was really reaching for things to fill this hallway with. So I do put another console table here, and I really just put some runners to kind of break up the monotony of just like the wood floors. And I put some artwork on the walls. I was thinking of these 2 bookcases that, the one that came with the Mosquito stuff pack, but I end up just doing, I think, just like a piece of artwork and 2 armchairs, I think it is. So I put like a small awkward seating area that probably no one uses, but I thought it was kind of a nice touch. And actually, you guys will notice in the screenshots too, I'll mention this now because I did mention it in part 1, but you will see screenshots for all of the bathrooms, or at least the personalized bathrooms in this build, as well as the guest bedroom, because there is a small guest bedroom. So the guest bedroom has like the mint green bed that came with cats and dogs, and the bathrooms are personalized to the children, so you guys will see that. And there actually is a full bathroom downstairs too that's just pretty standard. But now we're actually in this kind of long awkward room, and I made it into Dad's office because he is in the business career and he's a regional manager, so he's getting far up in the career, and I wanted to give him this kind of like stock tracker and his own TV and just kind of private area that's going to be locked from everyone else being able to enter. So it's only him. This is his private spot to get away from everyone and kind of get some work done. So I cluttered it up a little bit, but I thought it was kind of a nice spot for him to be able to kind of get some work done and unwind a bit. And that is actually the 2nd floor. So we move on to the outside. So the backyard was huge. This lot is like a 64 by 64. Didn't know how I was going to fill it at all, but I did put a little seating area underneath basically this covered spot, this covered porch on the back there. So I didn't do it on camera, but you guys will see it in the screenshots. And then I go out here and I use the same kind of walls, or not walls, but fences that I use to surround the lot. And I just kind of section off this little bit for an outdoor seating spot with the grill. So I do use those adorable lights that came with, I think, the toddler stuff pack, and I put a large dining table out here with some fun kind of blue chairs for them. If they have guests over, they can actually sit outside and grill maybe in the summer. But of course, if they want to eat outside and the weather just may not be that great, maybe it's raining or they had to move the party somewhere where it had to be covered, there is that covered seating area as well. And I don't usually do that because I usually don't have the room. And I also give them a pool, and it's a reasonably small pool. It's not like it's that big, but I really liked that too because I don't usually build on lots that are this large where I can fit a pool. So it's nice to be able to give them this kind of, I view it as a luxury item. Growing up, if one of my friends had a pool, they usually had a decently large house too, or maybe a fair amount of money. I don't know if that's a fair assessment, so I do apologize, but that was kind of my at least interpretation of being able to have like an in-ground pool. Like, that's a luxury item. That is not something that I could have anticipated having. So I thought it was a nice addition to this home, and it really adds to really the overlook of the ocean because this is a waterfront property and you can see all the way out to the lighthouse, which is really nice. It seems like a really nice spot. So sitting on like a floaty in the pool or something like that and having that be your view sounds wonderful. And I did give the kids a little sandbox here as well. So I do put, I think, another dollhouse out there. I switched out the castle and I put the kiddie pool and the slide. So Evie has some activities outside as well as some other toys and whatnot for the kids to kind of play together with. So that little activity block, I was looking for that earlier in Evie's room and I couldn't find it, and then I found it for outside. So it worked out, and I thought it was kind of a sandbox activity anyway. And then I do put the swing set and the monkey bars for Pierce to kind of have something else to do as well aside from just swim or play with his little sister. He had to have kind of his own child activity too. And here with the spot, I was going to round it out, but I ended up not doing it, and I ended up using that same fence to kind of fence in another, like, just kind of chill out seating area. So not a dining area, but just a place for people to kind of come together and sit and kind of chat and enjoy each other's company. And I did put the thing of dog toys out there too, because they do have Blue, the big, beautiful dog as well. And then I just kind of add some more landscaping to various corners of the outside lot. But that's pretty much it, and it was so fun. So doing this in 2 parts, it is not what I anticipated at all, and looking at how long this video is, I may have been able to do it in 1, but I felt it best to kind of break it up, and doing it by floor seemed logical to me. So you guys will have to let me know what you think. If you want kind of bigger builds broken up like this, I can totally do that. If you prefer it be one video so you can watch it all at once, let me know. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts because I do have a few others that I kind of want to tackle, but yeah. That's pretty much it for the video, so I really hope you guys liked this. I cannot wait to hear what you think, and I will catch you next time I post a video. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Putting our life in boxes, erasing the memories so you won't notice. I'm taking the time to focus. You're by yourself, I'm by myself. Wish I could solve your problems. They're stuck on my wall like neon paintings, and I'm so tired of being honest to everyone but myself. I do it so well. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. We gave it so many chances. We saw the signs, we just kept dancing, and the nights always seemed so endless. Thought it would last, now it's in the past. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. I will always remember. when I'm dancing around with someone better. Until then I will pause forever. Keep taking my time through boxes and life. We were so good at flying, but we